Sup y'all, Winnie here, and today we're going to be checking out the Dowager's comb. I've heard that word before, but offhand I don't know what it means, so let's find out what this is. Well, it's safe, it claims. SCP-1418 is to be kept in secure storage at the Sector 25 containment facility. Experiments on human subjects should be carried out under full biocontainment conditions. SCP-1418 is an ornate ivory liturgical comb consistent with 12th century craftsmanship. Its anomalous properties become apparent when worn by a human subject. Worn? Was it like a hairpin comb? The subject is rapidly transformed physically and biologically. Tissue samples harvested from subjects during medical exploration indicate this effect extends down to a genetic level. The process typically takes approximately 1 minute. Once complete, the subject's physical appearance is that of a Caucasian female who appears to be 25 to 30 years old. The description of the transformed subject closely matches that of the object's presumed previous owners, see Recovery Log 1418. The transformed subject is biologically dead, vital signs are absent, and algor mortis begins immediately. In all tests to date, however, the subject retains consciousness and is able to follow physical and mental tasks to completion for at least 20 hours after transformation. Tissue analysis confirms the presence of complex long-chain proteins which appear to actuate the subject's nervous, muscular, and cardiovascular systems. Over the next 24 hours following the transformation, the body of the subject will undergo an accelerated process of decomposition, entering putrefaction approximately 18 hours after the transformation. Necrophilic bacteria on the body of the subject demonstrate a level of activity commensurate with the most virulent strains of E. coli. Accordingly, subjects under the influence of 1418 should be considered active biohazards. The user's capacity to move and act progressively degrades until at 23 hours and 50 minutes from transformation, consciousness and movement cease. Removal of the comb before approximately 22 hours from transformation will result in the reversion of the subject to their former state, with all vital signs returning to normal. This process takes approximately 10 minutes. After 22 hours, damage to the transformed body, whether related to the accelerated decomposition process or otherwise, fails to revert fully, with portions of the user's tissues typically continuing to exhibit necrosis. After the cessation of consciousness, removal of the comb fails to initiate reversion of the subject to their former physical condition. Experiments on disposable deeds indicate that the transformation and reversion process can be initiated in any given subject once in any 24-hour period, suggesting sustained use of the item by an individual subject is possible, providing that it is used for no longer than 20 hours a day. Recovery Log. SCP-1418 was recovered with 149 other articles and effects from the estate of the late Lady Somebody, a dowager of some notoriety who had been placed under surveillance due to her association with Marshall Carter and Dark Limited. Lady Somebody's body was found at her home on the morning of at some point in the 1990-somethings, or I don't even know if 1900-somethings. She was reported by law enforcement officials to have been dead for approximately 4 weeks before discovery based on the condition of her body. Foundation surveillance agents had recorded a liaison between Lady Somebody and a figure assumed to be a lover the previous evening, and a recovery team was assigned to investigate. Due to Lady Somebody's high profile and connections to the peerage, an official inquest which failed to record a cause of death and a public auction of her assets was permitted. All assets were successfully acquired by Foundation agents posing as representatives of various buyers. 1418's properties were discovered only during exhaustive testing of the recovered items, which otherwise proved non-anomalous and were destroyed. Addendum 1. It remains unclear whether the body identified as Lady Somebody was indeed that of the Dowager Countess, and if not, at what point the substitution was made, given the close observation to which she was subjected. Given the object's properties, it cannot even be assumed that Lady Somebody was a single individual rather than several parties utilizing 1418. It is, however, noteworthy that the comb was found locked in a desk in the room the corpse was discovered, suggesting that death was not a result of overuse of 1418. Given its observed properties in testing, a third party would have needed to remove the item from the corpse. It is evident that 1418 in some way stores the pattern or template to which it conforms the body of the wearer. The inability of the object to sustain cellular life in the transformed subjects appears to be by design, rather than a result of damage or degradation of its intended function, given the complex chemical activity that allows the subject to continue to operate. Experiments are currently underway to determine whether the stored pattern can be updated or replaced. Absent this functionality, it would appear from this object's provenance that the pattern is hundreds of years old. This would strongly imply that Lady Blank herself is an invented identity, possibly created for agents of Marshall Carter and Dark Limited. So, still don't remember what the word Dowager stands for. I guess I could probably Google it, but a widow with a tithe or property derived from her late husband. Okay. So I probably knew that word because of like Charles Dickens stuff. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you liked it, like and subscribe would be groovy. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well so that you're notified of future videos. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.